Cybertruck prices are crashing. We found a gem of a vehicle, and it actually got me for a second because when you take a look at this vehicle, you think Tesla Cybertruck Cyber Beast, as it's labeled on CarMax website here, you think, wow, like it must be a foundation series because the VIN is under 5,000, and CarMax, it must be correct, right? It must be a Cyber Beast. And this is like a $120,000 truck, and now it's being sold for $85,000. It really got me thinking because luckily I went to go to a new Tesla opening store this past week, and shout out to Guy, he had a Tesla Cybertruck Cyber Beast, and on top of that, he had the really cool OEM light bar by Tesla. And I gotta say, that light bar is pretty sick. It's got more functionality than your just standard light bar. You can do straight on light, you can do ditch lights left and right, and of course different variable lights of dimness all the way up to max brightness. It is a very cool type of product. And of course, video is coming out soon, and shout out to Guy for showing it to us. But it got me thinking like, dang, I really want that light bar. And so because you can't buy it directly, and you have to have a foundation series Cyber Beast in order to be on the list to actually buy it. You can't just pay for whatever you want on top of that. And so then when we saw this post at a Cybertruck Cyber Beast at $85,000, that has been heavily depreciated. But of course, this is an era in all, and actually, if you take a look at some of the inventory photos, it's actually just a foundation series all-wheel drive Cybertruck. But that's not to say that Cybertruck prices are crashing. You can see here from cargurus.com, we can see the prices year over year and all the different prices. They've dropped 10% in the past 90 days. Average price is $103,000. And the most recent auction one that was sold on Cars on Biz was sold for $80,000. If we take a look at the Mannheim auction, you can see they're in the mid 80s, a lot of them. So for CarMax to sell a foundation series Cybertruck all-wheel drive for $84,000, that is a very low deal across the board. And I bet we will start to see Cybertruck prices continue to drop because right now there is that end of year hype, end of year push where maybe even business owners are looking to purchase Cybertrucks for the write-off and everything like that. But once that ends, and now it's 2025 and 2024 model year Cybertrucks are 1 year old. And this is basically the same thing that happens to all Tesla vehicles and all vehicles essentially. Once it turns 2025, now all the 2024 vehicles are 1 year old. And then once 2026 vehicles start to roll out later in the year, you can see that cycle goes on and on with especially Cybertrucks and all the different expensive vehicles out there. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what you're thinking. There's a bunch of vehicles that I haven't seen yet in terms of the 2025 model years. That's Model S, Model X, Cybertruck, and randomly a Model 3 Performance, or the Model 3 Performance, is still not in the 2025 year frame. So I fully expect once 2025 of all those different vehicles start to come out for the Cybertruck Model S, Model X, and Model 3 Performance, then we will start to see more deals on 2024 versions of those vehicles. So if you're looking and you're waiting, it might be worth it to keep waiting because once those come out, then the deals will happen on the 2024s. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let us know what your thoughts on it.